Very useful. Let's talk about markets, right? From a technical perspective, though, it's our special segment, charting trends. We have Sacchitanand Uttekar, Assistant Vice President, Technical Equity at Tradebulls, who's joining us now. Thanks very much for joining us. Just a quick look at the Nifty itself. The views are pretty diverse. Not just from a technical perspective, but from a fundamental perspective as well. Many that we speak with, especially on the institutional side, believe that things are, looking... Risk-reward is not exactly all that favorable, although the downside may be limited. On technicals, also, I mean, we've seen slight pullback, but hasn't really amounted to very much. Do you have a firm conviction in terms of which way we are headed, and what's the sense? Go on, Nifty first.
Good morning, Prashant, and thank you for having me on the show. Clearly, when we look at some of the major trends in Nifty, the conviction still remains high. And, the exhibit which I've shared in front of you is the Nifty monthly chart for the last 10 years. Now, we've given a lot of emphasis on this particular indicator called ADX, and the way it is placed on its monthly scale is giving us that confidence that last 2 months, the kind of volatility that we have seen, the kind of corrective that we have seen so far in this particular current series, I think this entire correction should be absorbed, and probably we may see Nifty again trending on the higher side. So if you look at the exhibit in the third panel, where we have noted the indicator 2, the ADX has just crossed that 25 mark. Now, whenever this particular thing happens, it is a good conviction that is being seen in the following months, wherein the Nifty starts trending and continuing its higher top, higher bottom sequence. So if you look at the last 3 incidents as well, when we look at the history, a very similar setup was observed in July 2014 when the RSI was at around 77, displaying a very strong overbought kind of scenario. And during this particular month, we saw the ADX crossing that 25 mark. And post that, I think the Nifty surged from 7,700 towards 9,000 levels. So despite the RSI giving a overbought kind of a reading, wherein there are divergent views which are exhibited in the market because of the overbought condition, ADX is an indicator which purely guides us wherein the directional strength is still sustained, and whether it can be sustained in going in the immediate future. So here, we have seen a very similar phenomena in 2017 May. Again, a very overbought kind of condition when it comes to RSI, but the ADX had just given a breakout from the 25 mark, and post that we saw that continuation of higher top, higher bottom sequence, and very similar exhibit in January 2021. So I think this is just a repeat of what we have seen so far in the last 3 instances when it comes to 10 years time scale. And even right now, we are of the opinion that before December 2023, we may see Nifty again scaling towards 20,600, 20,400 kind of a zone, and eventually we may see the next year Nifty scaling towards 21,400. So the setup is looking promising. We have already seen a good consolidation and a healthy correction, which should be bought in.
Got it. So there's a good consolidation, healthy correction, and the way forward is northwards, right? Got that. Which are the leaders of the market, of the next leg of the rally?
Good morning, Sonia. Sonia, I think one pocket that we are targeting is Nifty Realty, and if you look at this particular sector, again here, if you look at the ADX, the placement is very promising. We saw a very similar kind of a breakout from a rounding formation in the month of May 2017, wherein the ADX had just jumped above the 25 mark. The entire pattern unfolded a price target of around 50% on the higher side, and we have a very similar exhibit with the breakout that was recently exhibited at around 520 levels when it comes to Nifty Realty. Post that, we have seen one particular leg on the upside, but even right now the conviction is there that we could see this particular index itself, scaling towards 750. Now, this is the pattern target of the rounding bottom formation that we have seen from September 2021. The accumulation was done well. We have seen a price surge and a consolidation now. So probably the next leg of the rally is evolving here, and we may see a good, sustainable move when it comes to Nifty Realty. So we are optimistic on this particular part.
Okay, all right. And if you're optimistic on the Realty Index, you'll have a couple of stocks from that pack itself that could look up, Sachi?
Well, Nigel, I think the focus still remains on DLF, and the weekly structure has been very clear. It has been respecting its 5-week exponential moving average well. Last week we saw a good healthy consolidation breakout. Now, if you look at the candlestick formation, it exhibits a rising 3 formation, which is a very rare continuation pattern when it comes to candlesticks. And if you look at the basic wave structure and wave counts, it purely looks like a breakout from a flag formation. So even from a trading perspective, we have been recommending, buying into DLF. The reward to risk opportunity is also good. We have a good pattern support to trail our stop losses. So even at this juncture, keeping a stop loss somewhere close to around 510, we may see a DLF scaling towards that 590-600 mark.
DLF scaling to that 590-600 mark. Okay, so those are interesting charts that you've put out: Nifty, Bank Nifty, Real Estate Index, and DLF. Sacchitanand, any other ideas you want to present? Positional ideas, which you think are good to go from here?
One particular stock that we have been tracking, and it has displayed a breakout today. A very similar structure to what we discussed in DLF is Bharti Airtel. Now, if you look at the last 3 weeks of consolidation, we saw a bullish pennant kind of structure there, and the stock was unable to surpass that 930-940 cluster. So we have seen a good breakout in today's session, and that's why we have also recommended trading momentum to our clients through this particular counter. We are expecting that the broader picture still remains very robust. We may see this particular stock scaling towards 10,020, 10,040 kind of a zone. And right now, probably one can still add on to their longs with a stop loss at around 920.
Okay, I think for Bharti you meant 1,000, right? You said 10,000.
1,040, yes.
Oh, 1,000.
You actually didn't mean 10,000.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Sachi. Appreciate your thoughts here on CNBC-TV18. Well.